Thankfully, we have the testimony of Reverend Samuel Warren, who's there on your screen. He was writing in 1863, an eyewitness to the treaty signing at Waitangi, February the 6th, 1840. This was a guy who was actually in the tent. There's nothing more powerful than an eyewitness. He says, quote, "I was present at the great meeting at Waitangi when the celebrated treaty was signed, and also at a meeting which took place subsequently on the same subject at Hokianga. They were only too happy to yield to the Queen, that is, sovereignty, as they said repeatedly, because they knew they could only be saved from the rule of other nations by sitting under the shadow of the Queen of England. In my hearing," says Samuel Warren, "they frequently remark, 'Let us be one people. We have the gospel from England, let us have the law from England,'" unquote. My impression at the time was that the natives perfectly understood that by signing the treaty they became British subjects. And though I lived among them for more than 15 years after the event, that's after Waitangi, and often conversed with them on the subject, I never saw the slightest reason to change my opinion. The natives were at the time in mortal fear of the French, and justly thought they had done a pretty good stroke of business when they placed the British line between them and the French eagle," unquote. Wow, what a fantastic quote from an eyewitness. He is pretty clear, isn't he? Maori were thrilled to cede sovereignty and to have Britain take control of New Zealand. Thrilled to have the British rule over them. It's hard to argue with an eyewitness, someone actually there, someone not pushing a political barrow.